Let's not beat around the bush here. We all know what the top 2 games on this list are going to be. They are 2 of the best games ever made, and you could rightfully claim I was trying too hard to be different if they weren't right where they are. The fact that Yakuza 0 is number 3 is a big deal. The closest thing to that level of quality in the past year is a clunky, repetitive Yakuza sequel. It fucking well is. I love Yakuza, but I was concerned about the idea of 2 new Yakuza games in the same year. I thought I might get a little tired of it by the end. The fact is, 0 is the tightest, most exciting and most fun entry in the series by miles, and maybe the most important one too. It could have been such a shallow move to make Majima a playable character. The series' constant comic relief is always just on the edge of wearing out his welcome. 0 uses him brilliantly, presenting a younger, more reverential version of the character, but also one who's full of his typical eccentricities. His position in the story helps tell a side of the backstory outside of Tokyo, playing into some really great moments for returning fans, but also moments that feel just as meaningful and exciting for new players. 0 makes Majima not only fun, but really endearing and likeable. Yakuza 0 is a game that's full of energy. The cinematics have never been wilder, and neither have the combat or side missions. I couldn't bear to spoil any of the side missions, but they're a real highlight to the game, and something that kept me playing beyond the 100-hour mark. Combat feels great, allowing you to switch fighting styles mid-fight to take on different opponent types, or just to access satisfyingly daft heat moves. I've always enjoyed the fights in Yakuza. Seeing these pure-hearted boys commit acts of excessive, weird, righteous violence has always been such a thrill. It's the same in 0, only so much better. Part of that is because of how well the subsystems have been reconsidered. In a way, it's weird that Kiwami came out after 0, since 0 does such a better job with this stuff. Your experience is tied to your money. Not only does this tie into the decadent setting, but makes the design much more elegant. Money has tangible value beyond the ability to buy hundreds of energy drinks. It gains you new techniques and makes you stronger. Mr. Shakedown is an idea that could have been a gimmick, but it works fantastically in the system. Every now and then as you wander the streets, you'll bump into a massive guy who will take every penny you have if he beats you up. These fights are some of the most tense and meaningful outside the main story, and made the gaps between the main missions far more interesting as a result. Another new addition outside the story are Kazuma and Majima's main jobs. Kazuma works as a real estate broker, buying up and maintaining businesses around Kamurocho, while Majima runs hostess bars around Sotenbori. They lead to some terrific fights and sub-stories, while also earning you new fighting abilities and more money than you're ready to spend. They both made the cities feel denser and more meaningful, and it wasn't too long before they became a strong focus of my time in the game. The Yakuza series has always been fun and exciting, but 0 is actually an admirable bit of games design on top of all that. In a lot of modern games, side content feels like something to do if you're bored of the main story or if you're trying to unlock an achievement. Yakuza 0 makes it feel meaningful. It's weird for a Yakuza game to feel so well designed, but it's here and I couldn't be happier about it. Yakuza 0 is just such an exciting game overall. Exciting if you're a dedicated fan of the series, and exciting if this is the first one you've tried. It's full of great moments, great characters, and viscera. Look, I'm not too vocal while playing games. You might hear an odd swear or laugh if I'm really into a game of Splatoon or Mario Kart, but that's typically the height of it. By the end of Yakuza 0, I was literally screaming. I don't know if I can give a more fitting recommendation than that. You have to play this.